What's that sound, Cinderella? The fairy tale physics of sound. What's that sound? Some time ago, in a faraway land, lived a girl named Cinderella. Sadly, her mom died, and her dad married a lady who wasn't nice. Even worse, the lady had 2 terrible daughters, and they were super bossy. Day and night, all Cinderella heard was the sound of her stepsisters yelling, "Cinderella, sweep the floor! Cinderella, clean the cat box! Cinderella, unclog the toilet!" "Please call me Cindy," Cinderella begged. "Nope," her sisters said. Every day, Cindy listened to her stepsisters bark orders. She heard them sing their awful songs. "Oh, Broomy," Cindy said to her broom, "I can hear my stepsisters' voices upstairs through the floor. The sound waves are making the kitchen ceiling vibrate." Broomy said nothing. As Cindy mopped the bathroom, she heard her stepsisters' loud dance music. Boom, boom, boom. The water in her bucket vibrated with every drumbeat. "Goodness, I can even see how loud the music is," Cindy cried. See how the bucket was vibrating? In need of fresh air, Cindy went outside. Soon she heard a vehicle approach. It was a party van, blasting its horn. The horn sounded faster and faster as the van got closer to the mansion. Cindy watched the driver park the van and run to the front door. He rang the bell, and the sound of chimes bounced through the walls, creating an echo. Cindy's stepsisters flung open the door. "Special delivery," the driver said. "The prince has invited you all to the ball tonight. There will be dancing, food, and good times. Please wear your finest clothes." After his delivery, the driver hopped back in the van and drove away. The blasting horn sounded slower and slower as the van got farther away from the mansion. Cindy ran inside. Her stepsisters were excited to go to the ball. She was too. "No, Cinderella," stepsister 1 said. "You're not going." "No one wants to see you there," stepsister 2 said. "You look like you crawled out of a dumpster." The sisters hurried upstairs and demanded that Cindy help get them ready. And she did. She curled their hair, she zipped and buttoned their dresses. The stepsisters just talked and laughed and laughed and talked. Such noise, Cindy thought. If only someone could hook up their big mouths to a generator. The energy from their nonstop talk could power a small city. Soon the stepsisters left for the party. Cindy stayed to clean the mess up they'd left behind. "I'm sick of being treated like dirt, Broomy," Cindy said, looking at her broom. "Then let's get you to the ball," a woman's voice said. "Broomy, you can talk?" "No, dear," a woman said in the doorway. "Brooms can't talk." Her musical voice made the mirrors vibrate. Her clothes sparkled. So did her teeth. "Who are you?" Cindy asked. "I'm your fairy godmother. So do you want to go to the dance tonight or not?" "Yes, please," Cindy said. "Good," Godmother said. "Then I'll need some things, dear. A few mice, a pumpkin, and a dog. Meet me out front." Cindy did her best to find what the fairy godmother wanted. She came back with 3 cockroaches, a pineapple, and Broomy. "This was all I could find," Cindy said. "Close enough," Godmother said. And with a wave of her wand, the 3 cockroaches became a team of bodyguards. The pineapple turned into a monster truck, and Broomy became the driver. "Whoa, cool," Cindy shouted. "But won't I need a dress? I mean, I can't wear these rags to the ball." "Done," Godmother said. Poof! Cindy found herself in a beautiful dress and a pair of glass high-top sneakers. "Well, these are weird," Cindy said, pointing at her shoes. "You're all set," Godmother said. "But know this, my magic won't last forever. The giant clock chimes at midnight. Once the 12th bell sounds, everything returns to its original form." "But how will I hear the clock?" Cindy asked. "I'll be inside the ball." Godmother touched Cindy's cheek. "My dear, sound waves can travel through all sorts of materials. They can move through air and water and even walls. They might sound quieter or louder going through different materials. But you know that already. How many times have you heard your stepsisters yelling and singing when they were in another room?" "More than I can count," Cindy said. "Right," Godmother said. "Sound waves vibrate the molecules in matter. That vibration is what you hear with your ear. I could talk to you about the physics of sound all day, but you have to get to the ball. Now go." Cindy hopped into the truck and was off. The truck growled like a T-Rex. Wow, this truck is really loud, Cindy shouted, covering her ears. It sure is, Broomy said. Did you know that sound is measured in decibels? The higher the decibel number, the louder the sound is. I learned that from your fairy godmother. How many decibels does this truck make? Cindy asked. About 100 or so. Levels this high are really not good for your hearing. What? Cindy shouted. Broomy smiled. Yeah, exactly. See that girl? She too thinks it's too loud. Cindy had a blast at the ball. She met important people and ate fancy food. Everyone thought she was an amazing dancer, and she told the best jokes, too. Who is that? Stepsister 1 asked, pointing at Cindy. I have no idea, Stepsister 2 said. Cindy smiled. Even her stepsisters couldn't recognize her. The prince asked her to dance, and she did. You're a great dancer, the prince said. Hey, thanks, Cindy said. You're pretty good, too. The two danced and danced until gong! The giant clock started to chime. Midnight! Sound waves traveled from the clock tower, across the street, through the castle walls. Cindy's outer ear caught the sound. Her eardrum vibrated. The vibrations then moved to 3 tiny bones, which pushed the sound into her inner ear. There, the vibrations entered a small curled tube and turned into electrical signals. Almost instantly, the signal zoomed to Cindy's brain and told her what she just heard. The bell! The bell! I hear the bell! It's time to go! Gong! 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 The prince watched as Cindy quickly grabbed her thing. Gong! Gong! Where are you going? The prince asked. I have to get home, Cindy cried. It's late! Gong! The stepsisters could not believe anyone would leave the prince alone on the dance floor. Who was this mystery girl with the amazing dance moves and sharp fashion sense? Gong! Wait, I don't even know your name! No time, Cindy said. Everyone in the ballroom watched as Cindy ran out the door. Gong! Gong! She hopped in the monster truck and roared down the street. All that was left behind was one glass high-top sneaker. Gong! Gong! Cindy ran out of time. The monster truck turned back into a pineapple. Her driver became a broom again. The bodyguards were cockroaches once more. Even Cindy's beautiful clothes were turned back into rags. When she finally got home, her rotten stepsisters were already there. You missed a great time, Cinderella, Stepsister 1 said, flipping her hair. Such a great time, Stepsister 2 said. But I bet you had more fun playing with your pineapple and broom. Oh, I had fun, Cindy said to herself. The next morning, everyone on the news was talking about the ball and the mystery woman. She was the coolest, Stepsister 1 said, her eyes glued to the TV. Oh, and those dance moves, Stepsister 2 said. Cindy smiled. She watched as a camera crew followed the prince to different homes in town. He carried a glass high-top sneaker in his hand. My shoe, Cindy said, too quietly for her stepsisters to hear. He's having every girl in town try on that shoe, Stepsister 1 said. If it fits, she must be it, Stepsister 2 said. A short time later, it was the prince, followed by a news crew. Good afternoon, ladies. I'm looking for the woman of my dreams. The stepsisters squealed and grabbed the shoe from the prince's hand. Each of them tried to put it on. It was much too small. Cindy quietly dusted the piano. By accident, she bumped one of the piano keys. The musical note echoed through the mansion. What about you? The prince asked, pointing at Cindy. At first, the stepsisters laughed, and then they screamed. Cindy easily slipped the high-top sneaker on her foot. It fit perfectly, and just like that, Cindy magically turned into the girl from the ball. You're the one, the prince said with a smile. Want to live happily ever after? You know, Cindy said, I like the way that sounds. The end. What's that sound, Cinderella? The Fairy Tale Physics of Sound by Thomas Kingsley Trope.